Right. Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the third episode of Campaign 3 of Edge of Despair, a Star Wars tabletop story. We are finally back after a few weeks off. We all had to process what happened last time when we went into that apartment building, saw
And
the
got
conditions
lost.
they lived in, and nearly all died in our first and only gunfight so far in the campaign. Kalo did ask us all to shop between the sessions, but I'm sure that we all bought a bunch of very powerful weapons. I am Corey, usually, but Kalo, it's your turn because you're the GM. Now you can say things.
All right, sure. Before I begin, if any one of you are interested in the content that you're seeing us GM with, I will be releasing the cityscape that you see on Corey's stream tonight. You can download it off my Patreon, and I would really appreciate some dollar dues. And now that I'm done shilling out extra hard, um, I need everyone to roll their not obligation, Jesus Christ, the light side and dark side points.
How many bitcoins per dollar we do? If we're just making up currencies.
Don't you fucking make fun of my dollar dues.
How much is that in maple leaves?
Kahniji, you're banned.
One dark from me.
One dark for me.
One dark for me.
Ooh.
Light for me.
Scarecrow?
Too dark.
Oh,
Scarecrow.
not how you're supposed to do it, Scarecrow.
So one light. Ooh, I can't wait to ruin the party. This is gonna be great.
As you're
So
going
I'm
down the
at
elevator,
negative 32 wounds.
that doesn't sound correct, actually.
No, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it. Hey, fine.
We clear that for you. I mean, you're not role playing as Bubbles.
That's true.
No. Bubbles target.
No, minus 32 would mean you're... Wait, no, that's not how we do it. That's not... I'm very hurt. Never mind.
All right. So the last time we were on the stream, you guys had just recovered Sinclair, and currently you guys are just kind of sitting in the apartment complex because I mean, that's fine. We'll role play the shop later. The last thing that happened was the Phaedan constitutionalists had ran from the building, and you guys seem to have discovered that they were all very young and shouldn't be using guns because they had kid fingers. Here you guys go.
Before we do that,
Sure, what's up?
I would like to bring up a potential thing for us to do. We could, rather than having our wounds and strain be at 0, we could set them to the cap and then count down to 0.
That's fine.
Just whatever people prefer, but just it might be easier to see how everyone else is doing if we all know like 0 is a bad number versus what's the bad number.
No, that's fine.
We have been counting up for how many years now?
We don't have to. Right? It's just a suggestion.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm just saying it's going to take some getting used to.
I'm only bringing it up because
out.
I was in another campaign doing it the other way, and I've so far tonight forgotten which way we do. So
Nice, really fucking beautiful. You ruined it.
all right, no, we'll stay like this. We'll stay like this.
All right, so you guys are currently in the middle of the apartment complex. The hall is suspiciously silent. Every once in a while, someone comes out of their apartment doors, obviously trying to see what all the noise and gunshots were about. And as you guys are kind of chilling there with Samira, unsure of what to do, you get a call from your intercom.
From our comlinks, or
Yes, sorry, comlinks. Wrong terminology.
not the building intercom. That would be scarier. Okay.
That'd be much scarier. Much scarier.
I'll pull up the com.
All right, you pull up the comm and you quickly realize it's Cohen on the other end. And he says, I've just got word that in the apartment complex on such and such street that I can't remember the name, I'm sorry. There's been some gunshots, and I know for a fact that you guys are over there. Do you want to tell me what's going on?
Dances.
I'm gonna need more than that because you may be working with the Republic, but you're still, you're still under its laws. What happened?
I'll just say we were fired on first. We're looking for somebody. Gotta remember the name.
We found Samira. We're still looking for Jotun.
You got the name right. I don't know why you said it so
Jolin.
sheepishly.
Jolin. Not
I
Jotun.
can't. Yeah, I know.
L, not
I
a
know.
T.
All right, so Cohen has a bit of a pause, and he says, "Just so we're clear, you know that place has cameras, right?"
And the cameras will confirm that we were fired upon and nearly killed.
All right, that's. Listen, whoever you found, I need you to bring them back to the government building. By the way,
The Phaedan
you're pretty
government building?
Yes, you're pretty sure he's asking. You've been working for him for a while. He's saying that because you have paperwork to do.
Thought.
Okay, Samira, I hang up on Owen.
Samira has a unsure look on her face, and she's shifting from side to side randomly. She then makes a strange look at Muldoon or John Muldoon and says, "Isn't he a little young to be with you guys?"
He's 43.
Where's his? She just like immediately throws up her hands. Whatever. Can I ask why you guys were looking for me in the first place?
Well, like I said, we were told to find you. We don't plan to give you over to the government, but our first priority right now is making sure you're safe.
She has a hearty chuckle and looks at you and says, "Something tells me you need to be protected more than me." And she then points to your blaster marks.
I'm gonna be like, we managed.
Huh, okay. That's a
Safe
word for
doesn't
it.
just mean in gunfights. You try to avoid the gunfights first.
We're more influencers.
Ooh. What do you mean by influencer? And who are you, by the way? I don't even know any of you.
I do a classic Udapon bow. Tus Canta. At your service.
Who's
You're
Canta's
greasy.
lawyer at his?
Are you aware that your client is greasy?
Yes, that's why he has a lawyer not just on retainer, but with his person at all times. This is not standard in my profession.
I shine every day.
And I just realized he hasn't paid me in forever.
Shine ain't cheap.
We were
All
sent
right,
here by
well-
the Republic to look into what's going on with the Mandalorians. And apparently
Shit
with the...
bunch, all those Mandalorians. They could all die.
Well, we're trying to find solutions that don't involve anyone dying, ideally, but...
That's something a shitty Republican shill like yourself would say.
Huh. Well, we're not giving you to the Republic. Do you know anything about the Cerulean Sons? Or do you know anywhere safe we can go that isn't here full of Mandalorians or other thugs who want to pretend to be Mandalorians that we can talk without being shot at?
She just kind of gives a shrug and says, "We could go to the bar."
Which bar? Bars don't sound like a great place to not be shot.
Well, you guys mentioned Jolin, so I'm going to assume that you are looking for him.
Yes.
All right, why don't we go to his favorite bar?
We might have already been there.
I'm aware that he's not there. She kind of like rolls her eyes directly at Tuzcanta and says, "The point is, anywhere that he hangs out is definitely not going to be where your average Republic soldier would hang out."
Ah, I don't know if we're welcome there either.
I
What did you do?
We had some contact with Lady Blanca.
I'm gonna kind of like turn and gesture to the lawyer, having him answer. Instead of out of order there, but whatever.
So she looks expectantly at Aru. Wow, I can't believe I remember that name. Holy crap.
Just think Richard Nixon. Aru. You know who needed a lawyer? Richard Nixon. There you go. I still don't think we really did anything wrong there, but there was some information we provided, and it was not received very well.
All right. There's a Cerulean Sun, like hey, it's more like a street. We can just go there. There's no way the Republic would hang out there.
Well, it's not just the Republic we want to avoid. The Republic's not going to shoot us. Unless you mean the Republic's going to shoot you. In which case, Jace, do you want to shoot her?
Why would I want to shoot her?
Well, as the representative of the local government here, that's so
Oh,
kindly sent to spy on us. Is there anyone here you want to shoot right now?
you're at the top of the list, and it's a pretty low-key list. So no, we're good.
Right, well, that's rude. But I just don't want to get shot by any of those gangs either. Mandalorians especially. Any gangs that are fronts for the Mandalorians.
Well, just trust me. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry for getting you into the pain that you're in, but trust me when I say where I will be taking you isn't dangerous, at least for you.
Hey,
I'll say, very well.
Sounds like a good moment to walk and talk.
John, do you want to come out of that room?
My head appears, pokes out from beyond the door sill. I look around a little bit, and then I walk out as if I was totally outside the whole time.
Good job securing that from enemies. You're a real credit to the team.
I give me a little like hat tip, but I have no hat, so you know. You know what I
Oh,
mean.
so it's really cringy. All right, so you guys are free to. You guys want to leave the building, correct?
Yeah, we'll go wherever Samira was hoping to.
Okay. So she leads you guys outside. You hitch a ride on your free speeder express that you guys have been exploiting this whole time, and she takes you to a very dark part of the planet. The lighting doesn't seem to work as well as it does on the rest of Phaeda, and eventually leading you down a very strange and crooked alleyway that looks in desperate need of repair. You land and you can see the light fixtures flickering as the speeder touches down and decompresses a little, and she steps off of the speeder.
I'll step off right behind her.
She looks around a bit suspiciously, tips the speeder driver, and then looks to you guys and says, "What is it you actually want?"
Well, we need to find your brother. Finding you is helpful in that, but we don't want to turn you into the Republic if that's not where you want to go, if you don't think you'd be safe with that. Again, we just want to stop the Mandalorians.
So she gives you a bit of a sigh and says, "Yeah, just kind of like how you guys stopped them at Sirocco, huh?"
Well, that wasn't us.
but you're representatives of the Republic.
If we were really that representative of the Republic as our primary goal, then we could take you to the Republic right now.
But we're choosing not to.
She folds her arms, looks you up and down, and says, I think I could take all of you. That aside, why do you need to find him? So it just rolls randomly, okay.
My notes.
Look-
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I'm looking
But
through
the
my notes too.
That's fair, that's fair, that's fair.
The Republic is looking for him, and that is our job here. But hopefully if we find him, we can make a decision on whether he'd be safe or you'd be safe with the Republic, and whether the information that they'd hope to gain from that is really worth anything. I don't think we were told necessarily exactly what they hope to get from him, because he was considered a deserter, right?
So I'll remind you as a GM, because I definitely remember this. So they told you to find him as a means to try and get other deserters and people who generally don't trust the Republic, because there's growing sentiment right now that the Republic will kill its deserters and that you shouldn't trust them, etc. It's basically a goodwill act.
Right.
So just to diffuse tensions, pretty much. Like,
Diffuse tension with many soldiers.
how is us finding him supposed to help them with that? They're like, are they trying to like make him a war hero and parade him through the streets?
So just because you guys have been working with the Republic for a while, you would very readily know that that's pretty much the intention. They're trying to get him back to publicize him.
So mission one is get her to trust us enough to find him, really. We're not... We need we need to be on her side. So please no one shoot her.
Hespa's gonna roll for initiative.
And then I can convince him that he wants to go back to the Republic. Or Slevered can offer him drugs to go back to the Republic. Or John can steal his credit card information until he goes back to the Republic.
Or their social security number.
She shakes her head a bit and says, look, my family isn't exactly on good terms with the Republic. I have no idea why he joined you, any of you, in the first place. But I do remember what happened, and I do remember why exactly you're looking for him, and that doesn't give me any sort of faith to trust you.
Why do you think we're looking for him? What do you think we hope to gain out of it? We as in us as a group or the Republic?
Well, I think the rest of you are doing it because your paychecks depend on it. That's the only real reason they would get a sad, poor bunch of schlock like you to do it, and that's the only reason you would do it in the first place. I don't think any one of you truly believe in the Republic's best interest, because if you did, we'd be in a gunfight already.
I'm an open book?
Sweetie, they don't pay us very well.
I didn't say that you were rich. I was just saying that's what you were doing it for.
I mean, you're not wrong.
If we really were trying to take you out or anything, or put you in a position where you'd be in any real danger, we could have waited until we saw how that fight was going to go, and then interceded afterwards. I'm not saying you couldn't have taken them, just that if that was our goal, we could have let that play out and see if that was the case. That would have left you at least more vulnerable if we were going to try to do anything with you.
What are you going to do with him when you find him?
We're going to talk to him first.
That's not an answer. What are you going to do with him when you find him? You notice that she's getting a bit impatient.
Our hope is that he will return to the Republic. We don't think he'll be in danger if he does. If he's not willing to, then we'll find...
You know, me and him were at the same recruiter, right? We were very close to being in the same unit together. But there was someone who reminds me a lot of you that were that really turned me off of the situation. So I'm going to ask again, and I want an actual answer. You hear what sounds like something powering on. What are you going to do with him when you find him?
We're going to talk to him. Deuce.
We're
Give
just
me a
looking
detailed plan. What are you going to do when
You're
this
asking
man
the
steps in front
wrong
of you?
people.
We are going to ask him, or at least I'm going to ask him, why the government would be so interested in him.
The
My
Republic
understanding, though,
doesn't want the deserters to think they're in any. They want them to stop thinking they're in danger from the Republic. Nothing bad will happen to him. But much like with yourself, we're not going to make him do anything that he doesn't want to do.
Okay.
And
We've
if
not
he
tried to
brings
force
any if he brings any new information to us, that may change our mind completely about turning him in.
Our job and our position. Oh, go ahead.
We're flexible people.
Our job and our position within the Republic has been on the basis that they want to have a better public image. They don't want to scare away the former deserters.
Oh, they're exploiting a war hero, and the only reason that there were 35 survivors from Sirocco.
Well, if we
Yes,
find out different
basically.
information from yourself and him, then we might be convinced to act differently, but we don't. Right now, our concern is finding him.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you this information, but you're going to pay me 200 credits.
Let's sidebar. I'll kind of motion I'll
Hold
motion
on.
her away.
If we don't find him, who do you think's going to find him?
I know who's going to find him, and that's why I want the money.
Okay, are we sidebarring, or are we talking still with her?
You guys can talk amongst each other. She doesn't seem like she seems impatient, but she would definitely give you guys a moment to confer.
We all shuffle off.
I'm gonna say, do we have 200 credits?
Just because we do doesn't mean we should give it to her. I think there's at least something that we can negotiate down. It seems like a waste of money.
Yeah, I'm not paying her anything for that.
Oh, yeah?
I turned to her. I believe we shuffled off.
Okay, she failed her perception check. You hate to hear it.
Okay. Let's see. Collateral? Do a trade? Barter? If she doesn't give us the right information, we can find a way back to her.
I like collateral. I don't see what we could barter with her, though.
Could leave Tesfa with her.
I don't like this plan.
I kind of peek around my shoulder and look back at her. Does she have any tech devices on her or anything like that?
What type of tech devices? She obviously has her data pad, which is in very plain sight.
Let's see. So I'm just looking for something that we could potentially have like a tracker on.
She has a utility belt, which seems to have some type of electronic capabilities. She's wearing, the data pad as previously mentioned. She has what looks to be some type of blaster shotgun as well, which is obviously electronic. And that's about it.
I look over to John and say like, all right, here's the deal. I'm gonna probably give her the 200, but we need some assurances. Excuse me.
Can I Can I roll a perception check? Some kind of opposed perception check to see if I notice he's talking to me over my Galaga.
I'm sorry, can you say that again, Scarecrow?
I want to roll a check to see if I even notice I'm being talked to.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to probably... You know what? I have no idea how on earth we would GM that. We're going to say that it's, just for the sake of it, diplomacy versus your will. Or cool. It would be cool.
Against my cool?
Yeah, that's some real Iceman vibes right there.
Okay.
A charm?
Yep.
Yeah, give me the diplomacy.
Are you trying to succeed to not notice me, or are you trying to succeed?
I think
that would be Slevered that would roll that.
Yeah.
I'm rolling a charm. I'm doing a charm roll to try to convince.
Okay.
Charm versus cool. Go ahead. His is a red and a purple.
Get a despair.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god.
He has no idea you're even talking to him. After you have literally delivered your pointless monologue, Samira kind of like waves at you guys and says, "Well, what is it?"
Okay, with the 3 advantage, can I? So taking a second glance as she's like saying, "Well, what is it?" She like crosses her arms to her side, and she might like unveil some something on her utility belt that might be useful for us to barter with.
Something she has that's useful for us to barter with?
I'm about to try to negotiate something, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything on her person that we can use to kind of essentially like do a quick trade instead of having me give up 200 credits.
You notice that she has a very ornate knife running across her utility belt. It's very old looking. Like it shouldn't be out in public because it's being damaged as a result of it.
That's good. So I'll walk up to her again, and I'll say, "Okay, we'll talk about the 200 credits in a sec, but we need to know. We need to be able to convince Jolin that we're actually affiliated with you in some way." And I'm seeing that knife there, and I'm thinking that might be the way to do it.
So, in a bit of an instant, you feel a piece of metal push against your gut as she quickly approaches you and says, "Actually, you're just going to give me the 200 credits." And we're going to do an opposed coercion check, and this is versus your cool, and I'm going to flip a destiny point to make it
Cool
better.
or willpower?
Keck. Do you want to do anything before the check goes off, Slev?
So coercion is an opposed check resisted by subject's willpower and discipline.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna go move my car while I'm doing that. If combat should erupt, I will move to defend. That would be like my action, like in a defensive manner.
Okay. That is going to be a daunting, Kalo.
Yep.
Oh wait. Let's see.
Because you have a rank in the other one that you mentioned, so it would be a rank.
Yeah, my coercion has 2 ranks in it, but if you're doing coercion versus coercion, oh, because I guess I'm doing like a coercion to say like, give me the knife. Okay. It's two green, 2 yellow. For me.
Yeah.
If you're doing it opposed, it'd need to be 2 red, 2 purple, right?
Oh, my bad. You said 2 ranks. My bad.
Yeah.
Your sheet must not be updated, or it's an old sheet, which is very possible. We good?
Yep.
So you feel whatever it is being pressed against your gut. You immediately have a sudden feeling like this is not the best person to be negotiating with, and you feel a sense of dread take over you. What are you going to do, Slevered?
Whimper.
Now, 200 credits.
I'll give up 200 credits. I'm gonna do I'm still gonna say I need something to prove that we're with you. Otherwise, we're just gonna get shot at.
She hands you a small chip and just says, "Tell him to put this in his data pad. He'll know it was me."
See,
What if
that
he
didn't involve.
what if he shoots us before we get up to him to give him the data?
Well, I just hope you're fast then.
We're not.
Now, last thing, I need you lot to take me to the starport. Are we in agreement? Is that okay with the deal? 200 credits and you guys bring me to the starport.
The taxi somehow 150.
I don't care how much it costs you. You're going to bring me to the starport. She has a smirk on her face.
Where are you going?
Off this rock.
You're gonna make it past all the Republic checkpoints to leave the planet?
Oh, no. You're going to bring me past all the Republic checkpoints.
That seems like that's worth quite a bit. If it's that important for you to get off the world, give us back the 200 credits and we'll help you get off.
Nope. Listen, you guys aren't exactly. You have no leverage over me as far as I'm concerned. You came to me looking for him. I know how to bring you to him. That's all there is to it.
Well, what more are you going to do for us beyond giving us this data chip?
I'm going to give you the information where he actually is. This data chip doesn't do anything besides make sure you don't get shot. So as it stands, you've given me 200 credits. I've given you assurances you won't be shot. You bring me to the starport, and then I tell you where he is.
I look over to Aru and I say like I can't deal with this person. I need to take a walk. So I walk out of the alleyway around the corner and I bring up my comms and I call Cohen.
All right. Cohen immediately comes up on the other side and says, "Aren't you guys supposed to be at the government building? You're kind of late."
And I'm like whispering here. It's like things have changed. You're gonna need to track us. We're gonna be leaving. We're gonna be off planet for a little bit, but you're gonna need to track us. We're gonna give you her.
Her? He has no idea who you're talking about.
The sister of Jolin.
Okay. Can I get some more information as to what's going on?
Can't talk right now. Just track.
You immediately see that your communications device has received a ping. It's basically waiting for you to accept.
Yeah, I click accept, take a sniff of Booster Blue, and walk back around the corner looking a lot more relaxed. That's better. I'm back in the game.
Do we notice like any powder on his nose?
Make a perception check. Easy.
I purposefully put it there.
So then just yes, like everyone
Yes.
would notice that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of look and go like the robot equivalent of rolling my eyes.
Servos were.
Servers were kind of grunt unhappily.
Only the top half of them light up. So, are you guys going to take me to that starport or what?
I give a quick glance to of course.
Yes, yeah. Let's I don't need any more knives in my gut. Well, let's just hail a cab. I'm done.
So you notice her begin to smile, and she quickly takes out a bottle, unscrews it, and takes a sip of it. And you're pretty sure that's what she was actually poking against you.
As
I
we
did-
head for a cab, is there any chance of me being able to like quietly say something to Toos without being noticed, or are we going to be too close the whole time?
Sure, that's fine.
So, as we're moving, I'd whisper to him, "It would be a shame if any of your booster blue ended up on her." On the way through the security checkpoints.
I only got a few left, but
Oh,
I'm willing to make the sacrifice. So I scrounge up. You know what? Let's do a little bit of a knowledge check here, even though I am an absolute brainlet.
Sure, one
What
second.
is
Can you respond to your PM real quick? Go ahead, Slug.
what is the going rate? Because generally there's specific like schedules for drugs or the amount of drugs. How many shots of booster blue does it take to get somebody out of like a misdemeanor into felony territory?
Typically, it's enough. What would be to see them as a dealer. So probably about 10.
Shoot.
you know what? Aru's supposed to be a public defender. I don't think I'd even suggest that.
I have 7, so
Maybe don't do it.
I'll rummage them in my hands a little bit and ponder it a little bit more as we're flying through the speed.
What are you trying to do?
I'm doing nothing. I'm just thinking about it.
Okay. All right. What are the rest of you doing now?
Taking notes.
Okay, so we're flying to the speeder back towards the port.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys are flying along, and eventually you come to. So you've gone through these in the past. Every single time you guys switch districts within Phaeda, you go through these little security checkpoints, and 99% of the time, it's pretty simple. You guys quickly
That
come up.
99% sounds very. That sounds not good. You're alluding to something. I can feel it.
Nah. Why?
Just a feeling. I got a bad feeling about this. That's all.
What's the name of the drug again? Blue
Booster
what?
Blue.
Booster Blue.
Yeah, it's like the DC character Booster Gold.
All right, so as you guys arrive at the security checkpoint, you notice that there's a bit of a traffic jam. Currently, the jam is at full stop, and any indication of being able to get through indicates that you'll probably be here for about 30 minutes. After a couple minutes of waiting, a Phaedan guard walks up to the speeder that you guys are in and says, "Hey, how you guys doing?"
Is this to like the taxi window?
Every one of you. He's talking to everyone. He motions up to the taxi, and he's just talking to all of you, not just the driver.
Good.
All right, that's great. You guys are a little quiet except for your droid fellow here. That's a bit strange, but listen, we're stepping up security a little bit. A representative of the Mandalorians was found killed very recently, and people are a little on edge here. So I'm going to have to ask every one of you to step out of the speeder, if that's all right.
Of course, officer.
Slevered, are you good?
Looking exceptionally greasy. But
Slevered, you disconnected, by the way. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, tabletop is. I pressed Shift Tab a few too many times at once. I'll be hopping up back in shortly. But I am looking exceptionally greasy right now, and the booster blue has kicked in full force. Pupils dilated, but I look as I try to look as normal as possible as I step out of the.
How did they all not fall?
It has a very detailed collision mesh. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna need you guys to go into the office over there and just, document who you are, why you're heading through. Also, if you have a ship, we need to know the name of it. And as he's saying that, you notice that Samira is looking sweatier than Tuz Kanta.
You happen to need a lawyer? I know someone.
If I recall, the retainer's 200 credits.
It's a good one, Slur. It's a good one. She says, no, that's fine. Let's just move through. So, you guys, hey, the officer kind of like motions you towards down the hall. Are you guys going to accept, or are you going to ignore him?
Yep, just moving on down the hall, like normal.
Nothing
people,
to see here.
Normally walking.
You guys step over and realize that there's some type of like detector that you have to walk through. Who wants to go first?
I'll walk through.
Is it a metal detector?
It goes off and makes a loud beeping noise before one of the techs steps around and says, just go on through. Droids are a little finicky on this thing.
All right.
I follow.
You move on through. There's no noises at all, and you feel a slight buzzing as you move through it. Who wants to go next?
I'll walk through right behind.
Immediately, 3 alarms go off on the side of the machine. 2 guards step forward and say, whoa.
Oh, and I look back and I'm like, oops, I had a sidearm on me. So I pull it out and walk back through. But as I flip the destiny point, it seems like it's shorting out a little bit as I walk through the second time.
Man, I want to allow it.
You want to allow it? Are you not going to?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, but I'll allow
Not the
it.
Jedi I should be.
Scarecrow, would you like to move through?
Okay.
So, Scarecrow, as you move through, you're kind of, you're a little impressed with the technology. It seems to be pretty top-notch. However, you notice that whoever is taking care of this machine should feel ashamed of themselves, as you're pretty sure you can notice at least 30 ways to exploit it. And the last is our good friend Inertial. Do you want to move through it?
Yeah.
And whatever her name is, the S character, the chick we're escorting.
I meant at last for the players.
Oh, okay.
So Jace moves through it, and the machine makes one small alarm, and one of the techs just kind of walks over with a little wand and begins to run it up and down Jace. After a couple seconds, nothing seems to go off, and they say, sorry, it's been doing this all day. Not really the best of times for this.
Not a problem.
Samira hesitantly begins to move through, and very quickly, like, the same 3 alarms go off, and they stop you guys and say, whoa, hey, I need you guys to empty your pockets. That's one too many times for one party.
I'd like to hack the scanner thing discreetly.
Okay, that's going to be formidable. Not formidable, good lord, daunting.
for purple.
That is your difficulty, sir. I'm going to say it has a setback because this is like the software itself isn't really working as evidenced beforehand.
Make sure I'm not forgetting.
That should be good. I'm pretty sure you have a way to remove the setback I gave you. So
Yeah, I do. Okay.
the threat. Ooh, that's good. So you're pitter-pattering away on your little data pad, and then you realize, oops, you slipped and accidentally pressed the wrong button. And you notice that the technician is looking at you as you do it. What are you going to say?
I don't say anything. I just continue to stare at them.
They say, all right, so the rest of you are going to need to empty out your pockets.
Tesla has no contraband in her pockets.
Empty them out anyway.
Oh no, I don't say that. I'm just saying I emptied them out. Like,
That's a real good question. Thank you, Katia. Who else has contraband besides Tuskanta?
As I empty out my pockets, I'm just emptying out the neural recorder and the sound remote that I have on me. I'm not emptying out the booster blue.
I take my comlink out. I leave my holdout blaster in.
I will take out, I guess, my credit chip. That's all Tesla's really got.
Do we have any sort of like government ID
Collapsible
from Cohen or from Baden government?
We do. That's the thing that one of the kids stole from us. Remember that we got back?
Yeah. So it's just you that has that, though, right, Clev?
As a GM's note, it will be used by the party as a whole. It's not just
Oh, so we each have like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I pull mine
You
out.
don't. It's just one person that has it, but like it encompasses all of you. So
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like would. So, Mr. Kanta, if you would be so kind as to show them. We're on Republic business here. I don't think any further searches will be necessary.
Pull a lethal weapon.
Yeah, so as I'm pulling it out, as I accidentally like drop it on the floor, pick it back up, and say, "Oops, there's my ID."
We don't want to hold you up any longer than we have to, and I'm sure you're busy right now, so...
Oh, of course, that'll be just fine. If you'll just give me... And right as he says that, you see a Trandoshan with two Aqualish at his side, walking towards you somewhat aggressively. The Trandoshan motions to the guards and says, that's the one I told you about. And he points to you guys as a whole. He says, I don't know about the one in the back. I don't know about her. And he just kind of shrugs and says, but those are the people that I caught on my camera. You guys recognize this Trandoshan.
The dude that was stealing stuff, he's a stealer.
Hey, look, it's the pickpocket.
This Trandoshan motion causing a commotion.
Take a strain. You did that to yourself. Don't move your little hand around like that's my fault.
Well, I'm just going to my... Oh, well, this is unfortunate. I'm at 0 for strain.
Quickly, John, pull up his criminal record for proof.
He says, listen, you guys are looking for the people who killed that Mandalorian? Well, I have footage that says they left my building, the same building that you guys found him dead in. They need to be brought in for questioning.
Says the guy whose building it was? What is this? What kind of kangaroo court you running here?
Look, just because you killed him in my building doesn't mean that I'm responsible.
You killed him in your own building?
We didn't kill anyone. As I said, we're here on Republic business. We have the proof of that right here, and we've already been in contact with the government about the incident you're speaking of. I appreciate your concern, citizen, but I think it'd be in your best interest if you cooperate rather than casting aspersions on the people who discovered the body in the course of their own duties.
So you guys see a familiar face walk up, and you recognize him as the police chief that was spotted inside the government rotunda. He says, "All right, look, we at least need to document this. If you all could come inside to the security room, that would be great."
Did you not document our visit to the Capitol? Was that not documented? That seems like your poor paperwork. not
I do recognize you guys. That's fine, but this is just typical Phaedan law. And as I recall, we are an independent state, which means that you still have to follow our laws while you're on the planet. Is that understood?
Yo, hit him with a lethal weapon too.
Legal weapon too. Find search in your brain, Aru. Find a law, some loophole of a law.
Diplomatic immunity.
All we were doing was just yelling at. We were just yelling at a Trandoshan.
Didn't you use the last destiny point, Slevered? Do we have a destiny point left, or is that
Yeah.
that one's
That's
still
one for
available?
one of the
Okay.
checks. Yeah, that one's available. Yep.
Tesfa is fine following this guy. It's just standard protocol.
Got your brain. You can search your education
What?
for people.
Look, he then
Search
motions
your
to a couple
education.
guards to get closer to the encounter, and he says, "Are you guys coming or not?"
You mean back to the building we were at earlier, talking about this thing that you want us to go back and talk about?
No, we're gonna bring you into the security station over here. And he points towards one of the what they look like turrets, but they have a special like window that you obviously recognize as a security station.
I'll put my hands up and just kind of walk with them. I was just like, okay, fine.
I'll follow.
He escorts you guys along with the lizard, who had recently identified himself as Vosk, and his Aqualish guards. And you guys are brought into the security room. It's a bit tight, not really that much room. And he says, "Oh, by the way, did you guys finish, taking all the stuff out of your pockets?"
Yes, they've already been dumped over there.
Also, if I bring you back out there and make you run through it again, nothing's gonna happen.
Obviously not, and I'm saying that in a in a very offended type of regal.
Make a deception check. That's going to be average with a red.
So one difficulty, one challenge.
Yep. Ooh, this is going to be great. Despair.
How am I rolling so bad?
Yes. All right, so he says, he just kind of looks at you and says, so I'm going to need you to go back out there. And
Can we speak with you without this fine Trandoshan and his entourage in the room?
He looks a bit, he pauses for a moment and says, "I suppose," and then he has one of the guards escort them out.
So they who have so helpfully accused us of this crime here, they are people of interest in the actual investigation going on right now. If you'd been able to look at the records from the earlier discussions, which I said happened at the Capitol earlier today with your own government, I'm not trying to supersede the local Phaedan government with some sort of republic pulling rank thing, but we were following your procedures. That's why we're here.
That sounds like a negotiation check to me.
As the negotiation is happening, I am subtly dumping my booster blue over the edge.
Oh. Okay, so that's going to be a circumstantial bonus. Slevered, make a stealth check. It's going to be hard.
Stealth!
But you get a boost. It's all right.
That does not help at all.
Does he get an extra boost if he hums the Mission Impossible theme song?
Only if he does it over the microphone. All right, I'll allow it.
Oh, another boost.
It might not have mattered, but go ahead and roll it.
No.
No,
Wow.
it's good. What? Yeah, you got it. You
Yeah.
love to hear it. Holy shit.
Hmm.
So what do you want to do with the 2 advantage?
Some of the powder kind of just floats because it's a little windy up here. It floats a little bit over to the Trandoshan. The Trandoshan also has to come back with me to go through the security
Sure.
check.
All right, that's going to be an average negotiation check, Corey.
Average. We'd be happy to be on our way, but would appreciate if people stopped interfering with. Fuck. All right.
Oh,
Let's
that's
see.
so good. All right, so it's a wash. So he just needs more convincing.
Hold on. I've got a thing for this. Oh shit! I should have. Crap. I have a trait for this that I didn't realize.
It's okay. Just because we're playing a new type of campaign where certain elements are coming up like for the first time, I'll allow you. Well, just tell me what you're trying to do.
So I could downgrade the difficulty if I used a strain.
Sure, I'll allow you to make that like to reverse on that mistake one time.
Right. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Well, we were playing a Michael Bay film simulator before, and this is ostensibly Law.
Yeah. With Tomnall, I was so into the combat. That was just what got me.
You were
there.
so into the lying.
So, I guess that means I got a success.
Yes, you got 1 success. Okay. He says, "Of course. All right. So, what's your point? What were you asking him to do specifically?"
So if you'll just allow us to continue to go about our business and possibly keep an eye on Mr. Vosk out there, I think you'll find that he's not quite what he appears to be, but if you need to contact us again, then...
One thing. He then shows a bit of footage of you guys inside of the warehouse around the body of.
We've never
he
denied
says-
being there, but if it's really his building and he has all the video footage he claims to, he'd also be able to provide you with the footage of us going in right before then, and if we were the ones who killed them, as he's alleging we are, I'm sure he has video of that to back it up. Not just circumstantial evidence of us being in the building, which we again have disclosed to the government already.
Corey, add 5 experience, by the way.
Yay.
So make an easy negotiation check with the boost, because that's a very good argument.
Fuck's sakes.
Ah. Okay. He says, all right. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. What do you want to do with the 5 advantage?
First I'll take some strain back. Take the 1 strain back. That leaves 4 advantage. So does this guy have the footage? Like, he showed them the footage, right?
He's showing you the footage, so yes.
Right. So with the triumph, do we
The
know
triumph?
or with the advantage, which is usually like 4 triumph is or 4
Sorry,
advantage usually enough to do.
I'm used to a certain icy boy saying that every time we talk, so I just
All
believed
right.
you.
I
Go ahead.
I activate my jump boots and I blast off in this man's face. No. So did we get like John to delete some video for that, or is there another reason he doesn't have the video? Because what I would like to do is convince them to allow John to have a look at the footage and reconstruct like the 5 seconds before when we're walking into the video and finding
So he doesn't agree with your idea that like just because he has the footage that you're completely absolved. However, due to fate and law, I'm trying to translate the advantage of what you're asking here. Due to fate and law, you are certainly allowed to see evidence against you, which would translate into what you're asking for John.
Yeah, I'm basically like asking for the opportunity for John to show a few seconds before in the video. Use some hacker magic to uncompile that MP4 file and
Okay, that's going to be a hard computers check from John. He reaches into the computer and hands a bit of footage from the computer to John and says, "Yeah, sure, go ahead."
Oh, it's all too easy.
Ooh, that threat. Okay. So, how are you restructuring the footage?
I don't know. This was my idea.
I wasn't even restructuring it, just like kind of unlocking the prior 5 seconds of footage of us walking into the room when the guy's already dead.
Okay, so you restructure the footage, actually find a bit of it that was missing, and once again, it shows you guys just walking into the building. Muldoon clearly dead before you got there. The security officer moves towards John and says, "I know what you did."
And we do that same check for him to see if I recognize that he's even talking to me.
Sure.
If I can clarify here, the intent wasn't for John to fake footage. It was to, like...
No.
Okay.
That's fine. The footage is not fake, just so we're
Okay.
clear. That's not what he's saying.
Cool.
That's going to be average perception check.
On me?
Yes, sir. You make the check, sir. He lets out a bit of a sigh and says, "Please try and keep your, we'll call him a prodigy, out of our computer systems." Understood?
Of course.
Talking to you. Okay, there you go. Says, "By the way, who's your companion here in the background?" He points to Samira, who has been very quiet this whole time.
She's a person of interest in our job here on Phaeda. We are not at liberty to disclose her identity at the moment. Very important to uncovering the potential Mandalorian presence on the planet.
His face is a bit still, and he gives you a small nod and says, "All right, the rest of you can head back to your speeders."
Thank you for your time. Would you like us to walk through the scanner again? I think you wanted the Trandoshan to do that?
Yes, we'll make sure all of you go back to the security scanner. We've also had people stealing from this post in particular, so we'll make sure. Who wants to go in? Slevered.
I proudly strut through.
No alarms go off.
I ask for my other equipment that I've dropped off here, so the neural recorder and the recon remote.
You what? Sorry?
I handed off a recorder, it's like a little hand recorder and a little cam droid.
Okay, sure. They hand it back to you. Samira moves through, and suspiciously, the alarms do not go off. All right, the rest of you are free to go. Please follow all traffic instructions as they inform you to move. Have a good day.
Okay, we proceed then.
Yeah, just making sure no one wants to do anything. The rest of you mount back up. Go ahead.
Yeah, right before we walk on to the speeder, I just want to take a glance back and see the Trandoshan walk through.
Sure, the Trandoshan moves through. A bunch of alarms go off, and they run up to him very quickly with a wand and begin to run up and down, and immediately you just hear a bunch of blaring sounds from the stick, and they say, hands above your head, and they scan him a little bit more, and then they quickly put some cuffs on him. All the while, he's maintaining direct eye contact with you.
Give the most toothy grin possible.
I'm just imagining the Bluetooth face on that Tom Cruise meme where he's just laughing. All right, cool. So you guys mount back up on the speeder, and it begins to move through. Where were you guys taking it originally? Because I forgot.
Well, that was Samira that wanted to come to the starport.
The reason I say that is I thought you guys were trying to take her somewhere else based off of what Slevered had said to Cohen. That's why I'm making sure.
I was mainly just I was gonna stay with the same plan, but just have him track us so that when we're about to depart, like we can, like at least she gets tracked in some manner.
Okay, so you guys arrive at the starport and get off, having a good ass time. And Samira turns around and says, I honestly expected you guys to turn me in.
Not too late for you to help us.
She gives you a smile and says, I'm not going back on my word. She then hands you the positional coordinates to presumably somewhere in the galaxy. Got very quiet. Come on now.
Oh, yeah. So what I think that's, as she's walking away, I'll just say, can I see her go into a specific ship?
Yes, you recognize the type of ship that she's in. The ship that's picking her up is a G-class freighter. And as you see her getting into it, you notice that there are a few Republic soldiers, and you notice Cohen is among them. He points to the ship and then looks over to you and gives you a wink.
I give him a nod back, and we go about our day.
She'll trust us for sure after that. Thanks, Lev.
Yeah. Cohen moves up to meet you guys and says...
We're just getting Joel in now.
So can I ask what that was about?
Why did I do that?
He gives you a nod.
200 credits, that's why. I expect that back from her.
Oh, of course, Twos, of course. So, I'm assuming there was actual gain for what you just wasted Republic taxpayer credits for. What's this about?
We have a location for Jolin, right?
Yes, it's a chip that can very clearly be put into a data pad.
Yep. We have a location for Jolin. We're gonna bring him back now.
We'll be back on the ship. So as you guys are standing in the middle of the starport, you have the chip in your hand, or I'm going to say that it's in Two's Canta's hand just for posterity's sake. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we could try to get to that location, probably not taking a cab. I feel like a cab as our primary means of transportation here is not... It's going to be kind of noticeable.
Yeah, that makes sense. We probably need something a little more discreet.
Jace, do you know anything about this location? I assume we've been able to look at what it actually says.
No one has said actually. No one's asked about it.
Plug it into the data pad so we can take a check at it.
You take the data pad. audibly click it into your click the chip into your data pad, and it comes up with a planet with a ton of warning symbols around it. And there is one that strikes out in particular. You quickly recognize the planet as Ord Mantell. It's not on Phaeda.
No, can't say I'm familiar.
Narratively, inertial. If you want, I can say you do know something about it. Like you can use this opportunity to will something into existence because you haven't been saying much. Let's hear it. What you got?
I don't have anything.
Damn. Rest in peace, guys. We tried. Most notably, Slevered, the interesting part is it's not just warning the fact that it's, actively contested by both the Republic and the Mandalorians. It's specifically informing you that there is currently undergoing a massive plague.
What can you tell me about the plague?
Shut the fuck up, Shepard. All right, sorry. You can basically ping the planet at this point and try and ask them because there doesn't seem to be any information, or you could try and use your hacker man for this.
Could we drive around on the planet in a small, hard-to-control vehicle and then...
crash into the ground and explode, and then hear a really awful theme for the entirety of the first game? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, no, I'm not with it. Anyway, back on track.
So there's no like basic information on the Galnet or anything like that?
The information is about 3 hours old. The only information that has been published is that there is currently a serious plague going on that is affecting it planet-wide. The only information is that it is suspected to come from the fact that the planet has very little biodiversity.
Is it under any sort of quarantine right now, or...
There is a quarantine, however, you do know that your security clearance from the card would get you in. If you use Republic methods.
So is like all retail closed or essential businesses still open there?
I fucking hate it here.
Well, we're all a lot more aware of what would happen in this kind of situation now. So I didn't write it into the game.
3 parsecs is required for social distance.
Ooh.
Is every kind of like humanoid species impacted? Is it anything on the planet?
You want to try and find that information out yourself. It's not currently being broadcasted.
Okay. So we gotta dig for that one.
Yeah,
Should we-
you have a hacker, don't you?
Well, the hacker is currently AFK.
We tried.
Well, is this something we'd want to Google, or do we want to go have a nice chat with Ord Mantell? And while we're here, do we want to do anything more about Cohen being blackmailed?
That's fair. I think you guys is Scarecrow actually AFK?
He did say BRB in the...
Okay, let's just have a break really quick because I just dropped something.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Halo's going to pick something up, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Says the countdown's done, but All right. Welcome back, everyone. We're hacking a planet. Everyone's here, and it's going to be exciting. So, we know we got to go to Ord Mantell, and there's a coronavirus outbreak on Ord Mantell.
If you word it like that, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Right, there's some sort of unrelated disease outbreak on Ord Mantell, which is not infringing on coronavirus's copyright, but
which did cause the beer company's stock to plummet.
yeah. So I don't know what to tell you.
All right, so Scarecrow was AFK. Scarecrow, they handed you guys a data pad which instructed you where the coordinates where Jolin would be located at. Now, the important part there is the planet isn't really broadcasting what's going on, and you would probably need to use your hackerman skills to get inside.
You're not allowed to say it like that, but okay.
I'm sorry.
Let me use my hacks.
Lead hacks. All right. Go ahead and make an average check.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let's handle the triumph. What do you want?
The planet actually outsourced their security to a third party company, and the people that were doing it were pretty lazy, and they've left their skeleton key passcode right there for me to see the moment I break the firewall.
Okay, so you have all the information as to what the planet has currently received news-wise and what it is publishing about the virus, right? That's what you're asking for, right?
I have access to all the planet's systems.
Not all of them. Get more specific.
All of the civic level systems. Not necessarily security or military, but
Sure. You quickly realize, however, that the particular systems that have to do with Ord Mantell's civic duties are limited to say the least. However, that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of information for you to access. What in particular are you looking for with the Triumph?
Oh, that was the Triumph to just give me access to that heretofore.
The what? What was the last part you said?
To infinity and beyond, I now have access to the planet's civic systems.
Oh my god. The only reason I'm asking you to be more specific about it is just it's way easier for me to not fuck up, essentially.
Well, in this case,
because remember, you did succeed at getting the information that you guys are looking
right.
for. What do you want for the Triumph?
That's what I said. I have. In the future, should I require access to their systems again, I have it.
Okay, sure. My bad. I thought you were looking for something in particular because I suck.
No. That wasn't what I'm looking for. Yeah.
What do you want to do with the advantage?
My data pad has fresh batteries. They don't plan on running out for the next 6 months.
We'll say 2 months, just because. But yeah, sure. So the success is you very clearly found out what the type of virus is. It affects the majority of life in the galaxy, and that's pretty much why they're trying to contain it. It, in simple words, is essentially causes whatever bipedal or quadrupedal, typically any race, to more or less start to overheat. They begin to perspirate immensely, and that's typically what kills them. Most importantly, however, it's also very easily spread. He just doesn't even share that information with the party.
Yeah,
you guys just watch him.
I share the information.
Text it to all of us.
Warning: hostile summer incoming.
Hostile summer.
I hate you here.
I said hot girl summer, but yeah. So
So you guys currently know what the problem is there. Do you guys want to do anything before you leave?
Wait, we're going there?
I'm assuming you guys want to.
Do we want to help Cohen first?
Yeah, I feel like before we leave the planet just yet, we probably want to help out Cohen. He gave us a little help with Samira, so
What sort of help did he give us with Samira?
he followed my plan without asking any questions about it.
What
Currently
plan
there
are
is a
you talking
tracker
about?
offer.
Well, when I get my 200 credits, we'll know if the plan succeeded or not.
What
But we never
plan?
told them the plan.
What are you talking about, Toos?
I want my 200 credits.
What did you do?
I'm trying to get my 200 credits back.
Okay,
That's what
okay, so
I'm trying to win, Aru.
you know when holodramas do that thing where they say, I have a plan, and then they state a goal? Like, that's what you're doing right now. Getting the 200 credits back may be your goal. What did you do to
Get the 200
accomplish
credits
that? What
back.
what have you done?
Samira's with the Republic now.
What do you mean with the Republic?
Oh, you didn't see? You didn't see my plan come to fruition?
What did you do?
Oh my god.
Well, let's just say we were being tracked the whole time we were taking Samira off planet.
You gave her to Cohen.
Yes, favor. She took my 200 credits. I took her freedom.
God.
Oh my god, Rudy Giuliani?
Oh no, my law license is going to be taken away. You're never going to trust us now.
I starts bleeding down from your.
Hey, maybe in the future we decide things as a group?
I'm the leader, though. I make decisions.
He crunches. He starts eating some nuts in front of everybody. Like, yeah, what are you going to do
It's
about
a
it?
little old. It's a little stale. But
You better hope that she wasn't able to get any sort of word to Jolan, or else we're screwed.
captured it pretty quickly, and we still have all the information we need.
Do we?
We'll be fine.
Will we?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
All right, are we helping Cohen now that we apparently owe him?
Yeah, why not?
God,
Seems like a good guy.
so how do we go about that? Do we just go straight up to the station, or should we maybe let him know that we know that he's in trouble?
Well, he did kind of.
Oh, he did?
Tell you guys. He let it. He didn't really go into detail. You can ask him because he's still in the starport.
Do you want to go talk to him and find out what we can do to help?
Yeah, I'll walk up to him. So I strut along.
You're looking mighty happy about yourself, Twos. What can I do for you?
Walk up to Cohen and say, "Cohen, my boy."
Yeah. Before we begin, I have to inform you guys. He takes out his data pad and says, "You guys discharge your firearms in these apartment buildings, yes?"
Technically, maybe.
Let's say hypothetically we did. What are the consequences?
That's a pay deduction. You're not supposed to do that unless you actually have adamant reasons to do so.
Is getting shot? Are my open, festering wounds not proof enough we had adequate reason?
Do you want to show him the wound?
I'm covered in them.
He looks at you and says, All right. I'll do what I can. What else did you guys need? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't come here to be scolded about. By the way, in the future, please try and identify yourself as a officer of the Republic and try and get them to give up, because this is the only time I'm going to stick my neck out for you here. It's all about being by the book. There's a whole reason why the Republic has been standing for thousands of years, and it's going to be toppled by, we'll call your good friend here, Two's a hooligan at best.
You seem perfectly happy to take advantage of his hooligan ways when you were capturing Samira there. Or did you identify yourself as an official of the Republic and she went willingly with you?
She's currently just being tracked right now. I'm not sure what you're trying to get at, but I will remind you that Samira is also a wanted criminal.
Right. I don't like getting in gunfights, so I can tell you I don't want to be shot. So we won't try to get in any more gunfights.
He nods and then looks back to Twos and says, "What else do you have to say?"
I think all has been said here. You helped us out. We'll try to help you out.
What are you doing? Are you... What are you doing, Slug?
No, I just give him a little wink and nod, and I'm not adding anything to the conversation.
Okay, you don't... Okay, so he says, "Is there anything else I can help you guys with? Or are you going to stand there awkwardly?"
Tesfa will continue to stand there awkwardly.
I hate this so much.
I heard you had a little problem.
Define problem.
I look up towards the sky, and I think it involves that, and I point up towards a space station. Just like, I think it involves something up there, maybe a station of some type.
Or you're referring to the Cerulean Suns,
I don't
correct?
need to say their name out loud.
We heard you needed some sunscreen, if you know what I mean.
Ah, what do you want to know about that?
I said, you helped us, we'll help you.
He blinks a couple times, takes out a data pad, and begins to jot down on it. He then sends it to all of your data pads.
I take a look at it. Is it just like general information? I'm just kind of really skimming through it, not necessarily getting like hard details or anything.
He's given you the information of a woman who's living in the what would be described as like the upper class area. Her address, her name, etc.
All right, this looks like a good start. Anything specific you want to relay?
Oh, I don't want you to relay. I want you to kill this person.
Well, relay, aggressively relay?
Quite aggressive.
Do you know this person, Jace? Is
Sure, I'll allow him to. Absolutely.
Okay.
So, Jace, you quickly identify. You know what? I want you to say. I'm just going to message you on Steam.
Am I actually online this time?
Yes, surprising everyone. One second.
nothing's more fun than infiltrating your old gang who recognize you.
No, I was with the other ones.
The
Oh, you were with the
Constitutionalists.
Constitutionalists,
Them,
right?
yeah.
What's the difference?
Say that however you will.
Would I know that relationship?
Yes. one more thing.
Jace. Okay. Jace looks at Cohen. Why do you want this Miliki Rowe dead? Exactly?
Her and that Trandoshan you all know are blackmailing me.
Uh-huh.
What are they blackmailing you about? It'll be a
You
lot
notice
easier
that
for us
his
to help
cheeks
you.
are-
Okay.
His cheeks glow a rosy red, and he just kind of like looks to the ground and says, I'm a simple man, and they look. You guys said you wanted to help me. If you could just fix this problem, I will be in your debt.
It'll be a lot easier for us to fix the problem if we know what the problem is.
Make a negotiation check hard.
Okay, I'm going to suffer a strain to be disconnected from the lobby.
Sounds good.
Good. Disconnected.
Same here. Love to hear it.
That's not good.
Is tabletop chat blowing up? I'm not seeing anything.
That's not fun at all.
Well, I got disconnected too.
I'm relaunching it. It should just be fixed.
Attempting to reconnect. Alright, yeah, let me reconnect.
Tabletop Simulator had an epic gamer moment.
It did. It's up. It's up, by the way.
Cool. I am green, I think.
What's the Trandoshan's name again? I didn't get it written
Bosk. Bossk. It's a longer name, but none of you wanted to say it.
down. Okay.
An older name. Checks out.
Okay.
Alright, it was hard, and then I downgraded that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have anything else that I wasn't using? Tracking behavior. I wonder if I could use that out of combat. Yep. Feeling very successful and threatened right now.
So the 3 threat is typically you don't experience people who are so reluctant with the information. You take 3 strain. He turns to you and says, just to be clear, you were asking why he wanted her taken care of, yeah?
Yeah, what they have on him.
He just plainly says, they know I cheated on my wife.
You want us to murder at least one person, apparently not both, because they know you cheated on your wife.
And obviously you need to make it look like an accident.
So what's your official title here again?
I'm currently your handler, and I would be considered a lieutenant within the Republic.
Lieutenant.
And for those of you who aren't aware, disloyalty to your married significant other it's typically results in pay deductions or D ranks in the Republic.
What are they trying to blackmail you to do based on with this information?
He sighs and says, I've been giving them information to particular shipments for the Republic. Food shipments, to be precise.
So you're actually the one responsible for the missing food shipments.
He looks you firmly in the eye and gives you a slow nod.
Interesting. All right. You have a nice day. We'll
He looks a
handle
bit
this.
concerned about the situation and slowly walks away, looking a bit nervous and panicky.
And as we turn away, we'll go back over to Cohen and say, well, half of it's actually already done.
What? I'm not
The
sure what you mean.
Trandoshan is in custody right now. We could make his sentence a little bit longer.
Fair.
So this woman's name is not Miliki Rowe. This is Cohen's wife.
Are you saying that to Cohen, or are you saying that to
I'm going to say he left.
He walked away.
Yeah.
So Cohen wants us to kill his wife?
Seems so.
So is she involved in any of this? So the name we have is not of someone involved in actually intercepting the food shipments. You think he's trying to get us to just off his wife?
What it sounds like.
Okay, so the flip side of what you said to him about Vosk is that we could potentially get Vosk to testify against Cohen. You know what might really show
Oh my god, is that a good party? What the fuck?
And reduce his sentence?
I mean, we came here, one of our jobs on Phaeda was to stop with all the food interference. We found someone who's responsible for that. And it might make people feel a bit better about the Republic, or worse. Either way, it's the right thing to do. If they find out that we're cleaning house a little bit.
Knowing the Republic, they're probably going to shove this under the rug. As long as
yeah,
we keep it
that's why the Mandalorians always called them the Rug Public, and that's canon now. I'm not shooting her. Anyone disagree with that?
No.
Yeah, it feels kind of icky to me too. I was thinking about it.
What happens if you turn this guy in? He is your superior, essentially, right?
I won't get my 200 credits back. That's what will happen.
Well, someone will replace him. Like the tracer would still be on Samira. It's not just Cohen that knows about that. That's an official thing, right? So there's a paper trail there. He used to tell me you got into politics not just because of the money and the drugs, but because one time you helped someone and it felt kind of good, you said, you guessed. Try to chase that high again.
There's only one type of high he's trying to chase.
I've developed a tolerance to it.
Are you saying you want to go shoot someone, or you just want nothing to do with it?
I want my money back, but it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to kill somebody over 200 credits.
At this point, we know Vosk is in custody. We know Vosk knows this stuff about him. It could just as easily happen that Vosk turns him in without us, and we all go down with the ship. Because we knew. Because all Vosk has to do is say something about Cohen, and then Cohen just has to try to throw us under the rug, and maybe get a slightly better sentence for himself. If he takes a day off his sentence, I think he'd do it. What do I always tell you, Toos? You gotta get out in front of it.
Well, we're getting out in front of this one.
Maybe the next person might be a little bit more malleable too.
If you need to think about it that way.
That's how I always think about it.
What was the planet administrator's name? Governor?
Conda.
Honda. That's the Athorian, right?
Correct. Female
Okay.
Thorian.
You want to go have a talk to Conda? Go see your boss, Jace?
That might be the best way to handle this.
Then we can head straight to Ord Mantell. The right people know. We've done the right thing, and Toos, you get the chance that maybe you'll get 200 credits in the future for some reason.
That's all I can hope for.
All right, so I'm taking it you guys want to go see Governor Conda.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys mount up on another speeder taxi. Go ahead, Inertial. What were you saying? Inertial?
Oh,
Just
that was
we were going to see the governor.
I thought I heard someone talk.
that was me complaining. I took a drink and like facial hair can peel the fucking can, and I hate this. I want to shave.
All right. So you guys get on the speeder and quickly soar your way through traffic back to the government building, and you make your way inside.
All right. Before we meet up with Conda, I do a little side huddle. Point over to some seats in the lobby area. It's just for us to kind of huddle here. Do we want to, as I address the group, do we want to try to? Do we actually want to directly talk with Trandoshan or just give information away?
I think it's best if we just talk straight to the Honda. Let her know everything we know. And then if they decide they want to talk to Vosk, we don't have to be involved in that.
Okay.
We could also talk to Vosk and say we're giving some information that... I mean, this is ultimately going to screw over Vosk as well. I don't think we want to talk to Vosk.
The only reason I would want to talk to Voss is to just twist the knife a little more. That's honestly. There's no good motive here.
Okay, so we'll go from the governor's office. If you really want, we can stop at the jail and heckle a prisoner, and then we can go to Ord Mantell.
That sounds great.
Okay, so you guys going to the prison?
Well, we're
No.
going to talk to Conda first and
Okay.
relay all the information.
Sure. You stride into the rotunda, and you see her not currently in there. One of the guards informs you that she's in her office, and you are quickly led to the. Inertial leads you to the office, as he's definitely been there before. And you guys walk into the room, and she greets all of you with the best smile that an Athorian can manage.
I look shiftily to the left and right and say, "We need to talk in private."
Well, this is private. She points to the room, and there's no one else in there.
Okay. I
Those hallucinations are really getting to you.
put the destiny point here for something. So, you remember that neural recorder I have?
Yes.
I'm gonna flip that destiny point. I actually was recording the whole conversation that we were having with
Sure.
our boy.
And I'm going to warn everyone now, I'm probably going to keep the destiny points the way they are next session.
Would expect nothing less.
Cheat items.
I pull out my data pad and transfer that information over to Conda.
She begins to play it on a slightly, like a moderate volume, and she leans forward, placing her hand on her massive snoot, and looks back up at you guys and says, "And what do you want me to do about this?"
You were asking us to look into why you were getting missing shipments. There's your reason.
Yes, but
Based off.
I'm well aware that you guys aren't just giving this to me out of the graciousness and amazingness of your hearts. What do you want me to do with this?
We are just trying to do the job that you set. We
Make
don't
a
have any ulterior
negotiation check.
motives with that.
Make a negotiation check.
Okay.
It'll be hard.
Can I assist
Rain.
with this?
Sure, I'll say that your arguments definitely provide a boost.
Wait a minute. How much strength? Okay, I have enough of a strength threshold.
Jeez, these rolls are.
I don't know what's going on. It's stupid, and I hate it. And I
Says,
do
okay,
biggest
so-
fan.
Hold on, real quick. She says, "Okay, so he wants you to kill someone called Miliki Rowe. Why is
Who
that a
is
problem?"
actually his wife.
She looks a bit concerned and then looks over to Jason and says, "Give me some more information. How do you know it's his wife?" You can make up anything you want for this, by the way. She can have employed you once, etc. That's fine.
Yeah, before. Let's just say it was a while ago. I did a job for Mrs. Zeal here. And I'm so bad at making stuff up on the spot.
You can simply say that you were a bodyguard at one point for her. That would be fine.
Yeah, I was a bodyguard at one point, and yeah, just
Sure, okay. She gives a bit of a shrug and says, "All right, I trust Jace." And here, she then takes out a couple of credit chits and hands each one of you 25 credits. We'll get back to you on that. I'm going to try and get you guys a better reward, but this is just what I have on hand now.
We're going to be heading off planet soon. If there's any further information you need from us, if you need to contact us, or if you need us to talk to the Republic.
He traveled with you, didn't he?
Owen, yes, he came here with us.
Okay. And where can we find him?
He's at the spaceport right now. Would he still be on our ship? I thought he went to like a hotel to lay low or something.
He specifically said that he was going back to the ship.
Okay. Do we want to take him with us, or do we want an excuse to get him off the ship? We could probably play it either way.
I'm assuming you don't want him off planet.
Preferably not.
We're planning on leaving shortly, so I assume we probably don't want him on our ship.
Okay. I'll send a couple of the guards and they'll force him to come along.
If you don't want to act on it too quickly, we could try to organize some sort of accommodations, because he'll understand we have to leave, and maybe if we tell him that it's best if he stays here to keep an eye on things, because we could just tell him we're going to go assassinate the person he wants and we need the ship for it.
She shakes her head and says, "Look, I took on the Mandalorian army. You think I can't handle a flesh lump and a waistcoat? We'll be fine."
Okay. Go get Lumpy.
She gives you a big Gathorian smile and says, "Look, I don't have much now, but I promise if you guys need a favor, let me know. This is going to be a big deal for us."
I also make don't forget Vosk there. He'll flip. You give him any type of reduced sentence, he'll flip and give you the rest of the information.
She smiles and says, "Oh, I already thought about that, trust me." Vosk is, see, the funny part about Trandoshans is they very quick to enslave other species, as you all know, but they definitely don't like having any of their freedoms taken away, so like you said, they'll flip. Is there anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, cool. She says, "I'll see you guys later," and she just kind of waves you off.
Did good.
All right, cool. So you guys want to head back to your ship?
If there's not an arrest happening right now that we have
Or
to.
if our ship's not taking off without us.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys take about an hour and make sure that the ship is not taking off, etc. If you ping the dock every once in a while to make sure that your ship's still docked there, the dockhand informs you each time, yes, your ship's still here. I don't know why you've called 3 times. And what do you guys want to do?
After perusing some local shops to kill that hour, we head back to the ship.
Okay. You guys get back on your ship, and what would you like to do? You guys notice, by the way, that there is a spilled drink on the floor, presumably from when Colin was arrested.
Tesfa.
Is it on the carpeted section?
Yes.
Tesfa. We sell
Tesfa's
Tesfa?
broken.
Tesfa's on standby right now.
I tell Tesfa to clean the carpet.
Katia just informed me that she's in the restroom. My bad.
Well, Tesfa's cleaning the
Tesfa's
carpet.
performing maintenance right now, yeah.
Yeah. That's what moves to clean it up. All right, and would anyone of you like to make the astrogation check to get the ship to pilot properly?
Well,
Jace.
since Tesva's occupied, I'm probably the next best.
Sure, that's going to be an average astrogation check. Ord Mantell is relatively close.
Wait, how am I
Tesla will
I
make
swear
her
I put
way
points
up
into-
to the cockpit to assist.
Sure, that gives a boost
Katia,
to
do you have any points in astrogation?
I do.
Okay, so how about you astrogate and I fly? Because
Sure, go ahead and add a boost, Katia, from your co-pilot and all that. That's an average astrogation check.
Okay.
All right, cool. Based on the success, you're going to have a pretty normal flight. It might even just only take you about a day. The 3 advantage, what do you want to do with them?
Do we want to use that to get rid of that stain?
Sure, yeah, that works.
Well, making the astrogation check,
doesn't stain.
you find a particularly effective bottle of Clorox
Good.
and get rid of the stain. And the piloting check from Jace, that's going to be average as well.
Kalo, the stream sponsor is actually Shout.
Damn.
Then we boost off into the sunset. Or not that would actually be bad
how
in a
I
space.
organize things. It always takes me half an hour to find anything on my character sheet.
Ooh. The 2 thread is you accidentally shave a little bit off of the dynamic. Like the paint is scratched at this point. But other than that, not too bad. The success is you zoom off on the planet, and me and Slevered get to show off cool assets. As you guys are leaving the literal carbon-infested atmosphere of Phaeda, you notice that there is currently a series of Republic cruisers also heading off in the same direction that you guys are. You're a bit suspicious about it.
So as we leave, they're following us?
No,
Never
just
mind. Can't see.
All right, cool. And with that, I think we'll call it here, Corey.
Okay. Remember to play that at the start of the next.
Oh, absolutely. I got you.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back in 2 weeks is the general plan. Hopefully not quite as long an absence of time. But hope you enjoyed. Remember, check out Kalo's Patreon, which should be linked in the description as well, if you would like to support all his tabletop asset work and all that fun. As well as get access to tabletop assets yourself. But That's going to do it.